MNPS school board members. I'm Kent Messner. I reside and teach in District 2. I want to say congratulations to all those teachers who are eligible for tenure. I myself received tenure in 2003. Tenure is something that gives teachers peace of mind. It can also improve retention. However, tenure alone is no longer sufficient, especially when our paychecks seem to never change because of rising insurance costs. As a longtime tenured teacher, I decided to find a pay stub from the year I gained tenure, the spring of 2003, a long time ago. At the time, I remember being grateful for the job security that being tenured would provide. 20 years later, we are fortunate if someone stays in the profession long enough to even get tenure. I dug this pay stub up because for a long time I felt that despite the recent efforts in trying to raise teacher pay, which we much appreciate, by the time that raise actually gets to my pocket, it doesn't feel like much. I decided to compare my most recent pay stub to 2003. Almost every line item had roughly doubled. I now have a master's. Basically increased 200% in 20 years. My federal income tax, my Social Security, my Medicaid, all of that doubled. But two items did not double. My net only increased 178%, and some of that is because I'm now a member of MNEA. I contribute to a 401k. But I also looked at another item on that old stub and it was listed as certificated group insurance. The amount deducted was $137 for all insurance, just one line. Fast forward 20 years, in that same category, when you include life and disability insurance, which is now listed separately by line, has ballooned to $390. That's a 286% increase in 20 years. Now, I understand things could be worse. We mentioned rideshare driving. That's actually one of my part-time jobs that I do on the side. This summer, I took a construction worker from their job, building a high-rise in the Gulch, to the homeless camp where they lived. I understand it could be worse. We're fortunate as teachers to have employer-funded health insurance, but I'd encourage everyone who's an employee to look at box 12 DD on your W-2s. Since the Affordable Care Act passed in 2010, that's where you can find out how much you and your employer paid for your health insurance. For a teacher with a family plan, that amount is more than $1,000 per pay period, or over $2,000 a month. In other words, all of us are paying 38% of the gross that I make as a teacher just to cover my health insurance. Since this is a considerable chunk of the amount taxpayers pay for me to do my job of educating students, we must find a way to cap the cost of health insurance. Tenured or not, gross pay increasing 200%, while insurance costs raised 286% is not sustainable.